Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua have switched places. Now, I'm going to sit here, man, and just be as fair as possible. Anthony Joshua, up until the Wallen fight, nobody gave him a chance in hell to beat Deontay Wilder. No one gave him a chance in hell, really, to even get back in position for a title shot. And I would say the majority of people didn't give him a chance in hell to go in there and beat Otto Wallen. Now, Deontay Wilder, before facing Joseph Parker, was seen as the guy who could easily get back to the top of the heavyweight division and become undisputed champion. I think he still can, but he has to make some changes. Now, when you say, well, what is it that happened between AJ and Wilder? Well, I mean, unless you've been sleeping underneath a rock, AJ did well in his fight in Saudi, and now everybody is saying, and even I'm saying, okay, Big Femi is back, but I have the however to that. He fought Wallen, a guy he was very familiar with, so he had confidence going into that fight. But he did look a lot better training underneath Ben Davison. I got to be honest with you. But at the same time, can we give Ben Davison all the credit for how AJ looked? Right? Did some of AJ's performance, was it a result of some of the stuff he learned with Derrick James? Now, when Derrick James had AJ, and AJ had those two fights with him, can we give Derrick James all the credit for those wins? Or did AJ's performances, did those performances result off of some of the stuff that he learned from Robert Garcia? And when Robert Garcia had him in there, where AJ looked very good against Usyk in that second fight, can we give Garcia all that credit, or did some of AJ's performance result in the things he had learned before Robert Garcia from Robert McCracken? So long story short, as we saw AJ go from trainer to trainer to trainer to another trainer, where everybody was like, he didn't need to do this, he didn't need to do that. But we saw him do it. And now we see, okay, maybe he needed to go through that journey to get to where he is now. Now with Deontay Wilder losing, people are talking about his trainer again. I am guilty. Not going to take it to the stupid and act like I didn't have nothing to say about that damn trainer. Yo, I think Wilder needs to get rid of Malik Scott yesterday. But that ain't my call. But what I will tell you is this. People are now treating Deontay Wilder the same way they'll treat AJ. Took a loss, looked horrible, didn't know what to do. According to Wilder, he lost the killer instinct. I'm just so happy. I don't want to beat nobody up. He don't want to walk down the road and step on no ant. He don't want to go out there, man, and put the worm on his hook. He don't want to catch no fish. He don't, it's like he want to pour his milk in the bowl, then add the cereal. He gets out the shower to take a piss now. I mean, god damn. Too many changes for me, Wilder. But one thing I'll tell you for sure, you better get rid of Malik Scott. So now here it is, Wilder. Same thing with people like, okay, what's going on with him mentally? Just like Anthony Joshua before this fight. What's he going to do next? Got the trainer issue. Okay, he'll never be back to the sport of boxing. He's always fought tomato cans. These are comments that I'm reading. He's always fought tomato cans. Hood champion. You're just biased to Wilder because you're over there in America. Yo, champ, if you knew my background, you wouldn't even say that. But I'm fair. I don't have any favorite fighters, whether they're from the UK, all 7 continents. I don't give a shit. I just talk boxing. But I do think Wilder can easily get himself back in position. Because when I look at what happened here against Parker, Parker didn't really do anything that spectacular to me. When you got a guy who ain't throwing no punches, man. When Wilder did let his hands go, Parker really wasn't trying to hear that. That defense is like go-go gadget defense. Go-go Parker defense. That man went and inspect the gadget. When Wilder started letting his hands go, he's like, shit, I ain't trying to get hit with none of that. So that tells me that if Wilder let his hands go more, the outcome of that fight would have changed. He just had to throw about 15 more punches around. Wilder would have won that fight. Because every time he let his hands go, you just see everybody get up on the edge of the seats. the crowd, the gasping. So that was Wilder's fight to win, and he lost it. I don't think it's anything Parker did that great. But what I can tell you from experience, this is different being on the outside of the ring than inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's very different. But I do know for a fact that I think that was Wilder. I don't think he's dismissing Joseph Parker when Wilder says I'm a better fighter than him. I think Wilder knows, and just like we all watched it, he just didn't let his hands go. But don't get me wrong, Parker is the truth. I just think the fight would have been different. So now, as far as the money and everything else, Wilder's still out here saying he wants to fight AJ. Remember when AJ was losing, when he lost to Ruiz, he was saying he still wanted Fury. Fury wouldn't fight him. Now here it is, Wilder, I'll still fight AJ. Now it seems like AJ may not fight him. Eddie Hearn sure as hell ain't trying to let that happen. So they switch roles. But you know what's the one thing here? That now that roles are switched, and I get it. We can disagree on AJ and Wilder and similarities in their current positions, But the one thing that I don't know if Wilder has that AJ has, I'm not so sure if Finkel is die hard. I love you, Deontay Wilder. You're my friend. You're my mate. You go down in flames, I go down in flames. I don't know if Finkel is built like that when it comes to Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn will go down in flames over all of his fighters. Eddie Hearn don't give a damn. We know Conor Ben cheated. We know Conor Ben was out there on that goddamn substance. But Eddie Hearn go down in flames with him, won't he? Eddie Hearn don't play that. He don't have time to play those games. And I'm just not so sure Deontay Wilder has that kind of support. AJ losing, Hearn's still sitting there saying, AJ's the best, he's the strongest, he's the this, he's back to the top, he's the this. Trying to figure out what needs to happen, or pumping money into him. Where do you need to go, trainers, this, camps, making sure that AJ was good to go. And it's just hard to find that kind of support, man. So I'm not so sure Deontay Wilder has it. But what I will tell you is when it comes to the zone and what they want to do next, I truly believe that although AJ lost to Ruiz and AJ losing to Usyk, those were huge upsets. And it upset the apple cart temporarily as far as DAZN and DAZN business. Money. But I do believe going forward, when you look at Wilder and his name and his profile, when it comes to DAZN and DAZN business, they don't want to miss the opportunity to capitalize. Like the only fight outside of Deontay Wilder for AJ, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that can generate the kind of buzz and generate the kind of money outside of AJ and Tyson Fury is AJ Wilder. And when I look at the zone and the kind of money that over the years they've lost, they now seem to be doing a lot better. I can't see them passing up on making this fight just because Wilder, he lost because he didn't let his hands go. He didn't lose because he just got his ass kicked every round because he didn't know what he was doing. He lost because he just really didn't fight back. And when you look at it, I think it's easy to argue why you're making the fight. And now that he's active, especially if he can take a quick in-between bout, just to get back and stay active and tranquilize somebody, just like AJ did. Get in there, fight anybody. Get in there, do the business, and now you're active and now you're ready. So Wilder didn't take no damage. I think Wilder can go in maybe February, late January, February. Fight anybody. Get that win and boom. Ship may have left the dock, but it didn't get too far. He can definitely jump into that water and swim to that ship and climb his ass on board and be like, look, I'm here. Let's get the party going. But we just got to wait and see how they play it. I'm not sure what Wilder's head is at, his team's head is at. But if it was me and he really wanted to keep fighting, that's what I would do. I'd be like, nah, man, you didn't take no damage before. Like, people are turning their back on you. This money, upwards of like $100 million a piece. Something crazy, man. This shit, this Brent truck is about to just roll out of here, man. We can't let that happen. Get him back in the ring in January against anybody. It could be in Alabama. Go in there and knock him out. Stay in the gym, and now those talks about Wilder and AJ, they get hot again. But you know, hey, who am I? But Wilder can't go a whole year without fighting and think he's gonna, come now and then get an AJ fight. Nah, that's not how this works. Man, AJ may mess around and be undisputed champion, about to fight the winner of Fury and Usyk if the winners decide to stay in boxing after they have their 2 fights, man. But that being said, we'll see how Wilder handles now being kind of casted in a bad light and not having the support and people turning on you and all the funny memes and all the horrible YouTube videos and tweets and different things made about him and said about him. But one thing I know for sure that I think Wilder should do, or I'm talking about how they switch places, is how AJ realized I need to make a change in trainers to get myself together. Tyson Fury realized I need to make a change in trainers to get myself together for Wilder. Wilder needs to realize he needs to make a change. If he really wants to continue boxing, you got to make a change. You can't sit there. Look, if Malik Scott is your boy, if Malik Scott is Deontay Wilder's boy, he'll happily step aside. But Malik Scott, in my opinion, he likes the limelight. He likes the spotlight. He likes being interviewed. He there with his big ass cigar, right? And then he got whatever's in his cup, the devil's tea, that ayahuasca, or ayahuasca, whatever the hell it is. Or he's drinking some goddamn liquor or something, smoking a cigar and drinking whatever the hell he's drinking, and laughing at how Deontay Wilder lost. And talking about, man, I love this shit, man. I just love this shit. And get out of here. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. Wilder and AJ switch places. But I don't think Wilder bounces back the way AJ did, because I just don't think Wilder has a support system like what AJ had. And I'm rooting for all these guys. But when I watch it, I don't know. When you listen to AJ talk, he always talked about getting back. He never talked like he didn't know if he wanted to do it. He was just like trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like he has this complicated, math problem. And he memorized the formula. And he gets all the way through it, thinks he solves it, gives it back to the teacher. The teacher comes and gives it back to him. You have a couple errors. And he's going through this problem trying to figure it out. And then he realizes, where he finally figured out where he went wrong is multiplying a negative times a negative. You know what I'm saying? And he made that shit a negative. Sometimes you need somebody, and then he goes back into the problem. He just keeps working it, man, until he finally takes his time and says, okay, I see where I went wrong. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we'll see what happens with these guys. But that to me is kind of what it was with AJ. To me, it's like he had this huge formula. It's like when I remember I took statistics 1 and 2. And arithmetic has always been pretty good, easy for me, right? But I remember when I was taking statistics, I didn't use a graphing calculator. I'm old school, West Indian background. It's like, nah, I didn't feel I needed that calculator. And I was using a regular scientific calculator. Shit. Man, some of them goddamn formulas, man, I was trying to memorize all that shit. I should have used a graphing calculator. But I got through, man. And I remember in the first statistics class, I got an A. The second one, I got a C. And that teacher was telling me, like, you need to get a graphing calculator. But boy, oh boy, I was sitting there, man, messing some stuff up, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I wasn't messing up like AJ, because I knew a negative times a negative is a positive. You know what I'm saying? But I think he finally figured that out. Y'all keep cool in the breeze.